Namaste, Yogini Yoda here. Let's do this. 5 Tibetans. The first one is turning clockwise. So what you're going to do is put your arms out to the side and you're going to chase your right shoulder. Now, you're probably watching this in opposition to me, so make sure you're listening. You're chasing your right shoulder. You can do it along with me. We're doing it 21 times. Then stand still. Quiet. Feel it. Breathe. You wait until the waves stop, till you feel grounded again. The next one is leg lifts. Now you can put your hands under your hips. I like to push my hips up into the air, so it's up to you. You don't have to do it that way. Go easy. If you can't do all 21 of each exercise, stop. Stop at your last, most perfect repetition. Don't go on and try and reach 21. You're working up to this. Remember, I've been doing this for a while. Leg lifts. After that last one, you can hold it and then let it down and relax. Now you are inhaling on the upward motion and exhaling on the downward. That might feel a little different than what you think. At this point, I like to lace my toes. So take your right hand and lace it in between your left toes, like you're holding hands with your foot. And just relax. Let your heart settle down. You can release that slowly. And then we'll do the other side. Take your left hand and lace your fingers in between your right toes. Make sure you're pulling your fingers down so you're really getting webbing to webbing. And if you're like me and you've got rings on, you get some extra space. Take a deep breath and relax. At this point, you could roll around and do whatever your body tells you. Stretch your legs out, stretch your hips out, circle your ankles, whatever your body's telling you to do, just go with it. The next posture is going to give you a back bend and an upper abdominal crunch. I like to tuck my toes under. You can keep them flat. Hands back on the low back, upper hips. Inhale back and exhale, crunching forward, feeling it right here 21 times. When you're done with that, this is the perfect time to really stretch out the Achilles. So keeping the toes tucked under, gently sit back and relax. Let all the toes spread underneath of you. Gently bring yourself out of that. Let your toes go back and sit. Integrate and feel what just happened. We've already done 3 of the postures, 3 of the cycles. We only have 2 to go. We're over the hump. The next one is like a reverse table. So what you're going to do is sit as if you're going to do a forward bend. So now's a nice time to rock and relax your hips. Get your buttocks out of the way. Feel your legs. Say hello to your feet from that last stretch you did. Place your hands really close under your hips. So slide them right under there. This is going to work your triceps as well as a lot of other parts of your body. On the inhale, you're going to slide your feet in and press into an upward table. And then on an exhale, you'll slide your feet back out and do a little bit of an upper body crunch like we did in the previous posture. So here we go, 21 of these upward tables. Sit still, feel it, relax, feel your heart, feel your breath. This is the perfect time to do some inspired rolling motions. If you like pigeon or peacock, you could get into that posture. I like to stretch my thighs after doing that. We only have 1 more to go. This one you yogis are going to recognize. I'm going to take the rug off of my mat for this one. And here we're going to do an upward dog and a downward dog. Inhaling in downward dog to begin, exhaling in upward dog. Now that's going to feel maybe a little opposite, but that's okay. Notice when you're in downward facing dog, how you feel in the lower abdominal area, how on the inhale you're really getting an extra draw in on the muscles here, which is actually making some space for your lungs to inhale. And as you exhale, it will be a completely different feeling in upward facing dog. One set of downward facing dog to upward facing dog, that's one set. We're going to do 21. And this is the last round. Get into a good downward facing dog. If you want to take some extra time to stretch your toes in here, you can. Inhaling back. Exhaling upward. You can hold that last one before you relax down. And put your head to one side. Bring your big toes together to integrate the energy. Feel your breath. Switch your hands. Put your head to the other side. You can go ahead and push back into child's pose. Now remember, if at any time you're feeling tired, you don't push it. You only do as many reps as you can do perfectly. So if that means 1, that's where you're at. You work up to 21. With the spinning clockwise, it's so important to keep chasing that right shoulder and not going in the other direction. This has to do with your neurological firing, and it is incredible for vitality and awareness. Now, this is more advanced. I'm not going to teach you how to do it, but I'm letting you in on my private routine this morning. I have never done this before. I have never let anybody else in on me. So you're lucky, fortunate. But if you want to learn how to do these postures or any of the 5 Tibetans that I just shared with you, you can engage me one-on-one. You can ask me for private lessons. So here's the next series that I do to keep strength. Now, this is helping me to stay fit with my gym closed. So I'm doing these pretty much every day. I like to put my rug back on the mat for these. I'm not a huge fan of the feeling of sticky mats. I'm going to have a sip of water. All that breathing from the Tibetans gets me a little bit dry. Now, if you're used to a very formal hatha routine, then you'll recognize these. What I'm going to be doing are 4 postures. One of my teachers used to call them the royal postures. The king, the queen, the prince, and the princess. The king being the headstand. And we're not doing a tripod. We're doing a proper headstand. And the thing I love about doing this is I'm using my forearms to stand. I'm not putting the pressure on my head. Actually, your neck will get longer from practicing this. And your muscles in your upper chest and in the intercostals, incredibly strong. Don't try this by yourself if you've never done it before. It's really important to have somebody teaching you so you can do it proper, but I'm letting you in. So I won't be giving you guidance. This is just for you to be inspired and watch. I'm taking my hair down for this one. There are tricks in understanding where to place your head. So again, this is just for me showing you how I do it. In between this posture and the next one, it's really important to keep your neck neutral. The next is going to be a shoulder stand. I'm going to go right into it. To finish off my morning routine, I do a forward bend seated and then one standing. Thanks for joining me. I hope I've inspired you. You don't need a gym. Just get on the floor. Namaste.